Welcome to Food and Loathing, a weekly conversation about the Las Vegas restaurant scene. I'm your host, Al Mancini. Gemini Stevens is currently out touring Europe. It's nice to have friends like that. But we have our friend LeAnne Notabartolo sitting in for her. Our producer, Rich Johnson, is handling post-production for us out of Seattle. Andrew Morgan's going to be joining us for a happy hour report. What I'm basically saying is we got a fucking great show for you. So we do miss Gemini, but it's going to be great. And that voice you hear is LeAnne. We are recording in LeAnne's home with LeAnne's crazy dogs. What kind of dogs you got here, LeAnne?
I have 2 Scotties and a French Bulldog.
These little dogs are so hyper, man. Like, big dogs are just like, whatever.
Yeah, but look how they calmed down once you got settled in. They're fine.
No, man, they're adorable. So anyway, if you hear somebody licking my face, it's probably not LeAnne, I'm guessing. It'll probably
Although
be
he
one
might
of the dogs.
like for it to be
but
me.
You never know, really. So yeah, and we're in her home. We're having a great time, and the dogs are here. So that's the important thing. But more immediately, what I need to know from LeAnne, you just got off the highway. You're driving back from a tour of a brand new state-of-the-art cruise ship.
That's right.
Hasn't even launched yet. So
it hasn't launched on the West Coast yet. It sailed on the East.
It has sailed. Okay.
Yes.
So tell me about it. Tell us all where you were, because some people that listen to this probably cruise, and we cover casinos and vacations. We should cover the food on cruises too. So what boat were you looking at?
Well,
I say boat.
It's a boat.
They get mad.
Well, it floats. It's a boat.
Yeah, it's a boat.
I was very happily invited to tour the Virgin Voyages Brilliant Lady. She's having her...
They let you on something called Virgin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their mistake. So they are different than a lot of other cruise lines in that their ships are smaller. So when you're looking at some of the cruise lines, you're looking at ships that have 5,000 passengers and a terrible guest to staff ratio. This ship only holds 2,400. I saw some incredible suites. Like, I saw a suite with a balcony that was bigger than my first apartment. I shit you not.
Yeah, my parents are out on a cruise right now. They're on, I think, Crystal Cruises.
Crystal's a very nice line.
Yeah, some it's not Ritz-Carlton, but some crazy ass, thing. So that's.
But they have an incredible culinary setup there. They do not have a buffet. They have
no buffet.
No buffet.
The death of the cruise ship buffet. You know how many times I have been asked to write a motherfucking story on the death of the Las Vegas buffet? Most recently, I was quoted in an Associated Press story about it. But I get asked by it at the RJ. They wanted me to write it all the time during COVID. It always got a lot of hits. And I mean, I'm not putting it down. It's a story people always want to read. You should write a story on the death of the cruise ship fucking buffet.
Well,
because that's more dead, I guess, in Virgin than it is here in Vegas.
Every other cruise line still has their buffet. All the majors, Norwegian, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, they all still have them. But Virgin wanted to take a different approach and a more personalized approach. So they have a food court instead that has a...
They took the Vegas model.
Yes, they took the Vegas model.
Basically, I mean, let's face it. This has been, and actually we're kind of getting out of that scene now in Vegas. I think we've worn it out a little bit.
Maybe.
But that was really the idea here, was that you get the variety, you get the inexpensive, you get the familiar. Everybody can have something that they like. The dogs don't like that, but so they've got it. Okay, so instead of buffets, they have food court.
They have a food court where a buffet would be. That has ramen, sushi, grab-and-go salads, burgers, pizza, all the things you would normally find in a food court. But then they also have 7 different sit-down restaurants that are all included in your fare. And
how all included, though, man? Because look at some of these fucking cruise boats, and it's all like, everything's included except everything Al wants.
Now, everything on a Virgin Voyage cruise is included except your alcohol.
Okay.
So all of your soft drinks, your coffee, your tea, every single restaurant on the ship. If you want to do an excursion, of course, that's extra, but that is, par for the course.
By the way,
cruise lines.
I do want to clarify, and I don't care what the answer is either one way or another. You work for Virgin? You get paid by Virgin?
I do get paid by Virgin when I actually book somebody on there. So
as a travel agent,
as a travel agent
point of view.
Yes,
Okay.
So This time went, they have a really good Korean barbecue on there that was really nice. But this time I chose to go to what they call their test kitchen, which is a little bit more experimental and things that are a little bit more avant-garde because, as you know, because we have been friends for so long, I am an adventurous diner.
Yes.
And I like to try, things that are not necessarily in my normal wheelhouse. I had a very good scallop dish. I had an okay dish, but a fabulous venison.
Nice.
Absolutely gorgeous. And then, of course, I had some other things at some other venues across the ship just to check them out and see what the quality was as I remembered from when I cruised on other Virgin ships.
Right.
So it was a real delight for me to be invited. It was kind of a big deal for me. And so I drove out yesterday morning, got on that ship, spent the day on the ship, and then drove back this morning to be here with you.
Okay. So, cruise line food.
Cruise
Pretty
line
good,
food.
huh?
Well, for Virgin it is. I'm not going to say that that's true across the board.
No, I'm asking if this specific boat, I'm not even asking you to speak for the whole fucking line. I'm saying the food that you ate, the restaurants you sampled.
Yes.
Did you have a favorite restaurant? Was it the avant-garde one?
I do tend to like the test kitchen. I do. But I've eaten in their Korean barbecue. I have eaten in their Mexican restaurant. They have a fine dining where I had a beautiful tableside Dover sole that was absolutely incredible. So I just think this particular cruise line does food better than any other on the mass market. It's just my personal opinion.
Cool. I've been on Carnival. I'm trying to think what else I've been on. I don't know. I have not been on a lot of cruises. I'm going to be
Well,
honest.
Al, let's get that fixed for you.
I don't know, man.
Come on.
I don't know.
If you go with me and John, you know you're going to have a good time.
Well, that's true. Okay, back to Vegas dining. Back to Vegas dining.
Gets back to Vegas.
On today's episode, you're going to hear my recent conversation with culinary promoter Jolene Mannina, and she's a lot of other things too, but that's where I'm going to go with this lead. Sommelier Lindsay Geddes, and we're going to be discussing the Women in Hospitality Leadership Conference and the Grand Tasting, the Sip and Savor, coming to Wynn Las Vegas April 19th and 20th. You're also going to hear from the team at the brand new Amata Modern Thai, where our friend Bob Barnes took me to lunch this week. And sticking to that Thai theme, we have an interview with Kevin Kitisoros of Blue Orchid Thai telling us about their new lunch deals and reverse happy hour. Also, lots of new special culinary events announced as part of the Wynn Las Vegas Connoisseur Series. Hey, puppy. What do we do? She's squirting her dogs with a
spray bottle. It's a correction tool.
Okay. I thought it was for me. Okay. So we've got the Wynn Las Vegas Connoisseur Series. We're going to tell you about a bunch of stuff. But as our regular listeners know, we like to begin with a rundown of where we've been eating. And I think we should begin with you, LeAnne. You are, I know, since you moved down to downtown Las Vegas, you pride yourself on being the queen of the downtown dining scene.
I don't know that I'm a queen, but maybe an empress. So,
queen, where you been eating? Well, ask Justin Randall if you're a queen.
We'll let Justin Randall be the queen. I will be the empress. We like to take the dogs and go downtown at least twice a week. And it's walking distance from our home, as you know. So this past week, we went to Old Manny's Seafood Shack.
Yeah, you've been telling me a lot about this joint.
Okay, first of all, I love the family. It's a family-owned business. They're so cool. If you are unaware, Baha Mar used to be managed by Manny, and his family ran it. And
Baha Mar used to be good.
Baha Mar used to be good.
I haven't been recently, but it used to be good.
That's right. And there was a falling out, and Manny left, and he opened up a food truck. Mm-hmm. And I would get him every first Friday. He'd be out in front of Cerveza, and then he said, "I'm getting a brick and mortar." I went, "Hallelujah! I can have fish tacos whenever I want."
Nice.
So we walk over there. They have an outdoor patio.
Where's it located?
It's on Utah, between Maine and Commerce, directly across, basically, from Dustland.
Okay.
And we love it because they have an outdoor patio that is pet friendly. So we go in, place our order, go in the back with the dogs, sit down in the gorgeous weather, and have terrific fish tacos. And the family could not be nicer. And I love supporting our local neighbors.
Very nice.
We also went to Las Vegas Brewing Company, which is on 3rd, I think, and California.
Okay.
Or Colorado, right in there. they're in a really tricky position because there's all kinds of construction going around them. It's really difficult to get to them. So we like to slide in there every now and then just to show them a little love and let them know, hey, we're here for you because we don't want you to close. This,
Right.
we like having you here.
Yes.
So they have, I think.
And they're not hard for you to find.
No, they're not hard for me to find. They have, I think, 18 taps of all locally brewed beer, which, of course, we really appreciate.
Right.
And they have a fairly decent smash burger. And they do their own house-made potato chips that are crazy good. And they have these ones called dirty chips that they smother in beer cheese with pickled onion. Now, you think that that's a bad idea. Like the chips are going to get soggy. Not so.
Not so.
The way they fry them, they hold up. They're so crunchy all the way to the bottom. Absolutely love them.
Okay.
And they also have a fondue burger where they cut the smash burger in half and put it cut sides down in a pool of beer cheese fondue.
I think I've seen a photo of this. I don't know if it was you or somebody else.
Because that is a definite dirty pleasure for me. I just love it. And then, of course, I know you cannot have a single episode without James Trees being mentioned.
Oh, no, man. It's kind of tough in this town, I'm going to be honest. It's like not mentioning casinos.
Exactly. So we did go to Esther's and sat at the bar, and I've said this before in private conversations. The cacio e pepe there is better than the cacio e pepe I had in Rome. And I have it as frequently as humanly possible. Cool. So if you have not been to Esther's, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you should definitely get in there. And if you like a decent smash burger, go hit up the Las Vegas Brewing Company because they will truly appreciate your business. And by all means, support our new neighbor, Manny.
All right. Yeah, I got to get into Manny.
Yeah, go get the Gobernador taco.
Maybe right after I leave here today.
I might follow you.
Okay. Okay, so a couple of places I want to talk about. Let's start with that lunch with Bob Barnes.
I'm excited to hear about this.
Yeah, he called me and asked me if I wanted to try a new modern Thai spot on Rainbow near Spring Valley Hospital. So it's basically between Hacienda and Russell. It is a very nice... This dog's going nuts. It's a very nicely decorated spot, but, not super fancy, kind of a casual chic thing going on there. A slight Southeast Asian feel to it, but really not an overwhelming aesthetic that way. Just think modern, clean, casual, lots of natural wood, stone accents. Andrew Morgan told us about this place last week because he was intrigued by the Thai sangria that they serve. And their happy hour deal, of course, if we were talking to Andrew. So Bob ordered that. It's tableside service for the sangria. They bring out the pre-done sangria and they ladle it out for you. And then they put some new fresh fruit in there.
Oh, nice.
And a lot of Asian fruits, including lychee. But
I love that.
It's not super sweet. In fact, I'd say it's more like almost tart and acidic than it is sweet.
Oh, I would probably enjoy that.
So more crisp, more clean, and really, really good.
And very springy, summery.
Yeah.
Nice.
So then they started bringing out the food. I would say these guys call themselves a modern Thai restaurant. And by that, we really tried to nail down what they were talking about. And I would say they definitely care about how the food looks on the plate when it comes out. They care about this looking like restaurant food, not, takeout food, basically.
Not family style
not
or
necessarily
takeout.
Family style. Obviously, there are things that you could share there, but, it's not like the Lazy Susan with the big thing.
Right.
If you're an
It's a
Instagrammer.
composed dish.
Yeah. If you're an Instagrammer, you're going to like taking pictures of these dishes. And you're also going to love eating them. Everything I had there, I really liked, even the things that were too hot for me to put in my mouth. The larb ped grab, which is a crispy duck larb, fantastic. The larb nuea, way too hot for me, but it was a beef carpaccio in northern Thai spices, piled high with cilantro and crispy shallots, really good.
Sounds great.
They brought out a big bone. And they torched the marrow. They served it with some roti bread and some Penang curry dipping sauce. Torched it at the table.
That sounds interesting.
And really fucking good. Such a really cool way to do bone marrow, a little differently than how we usually do it.
I'm not a huge fan of bone marrow because of the texture, but I love the flavor.
Yeah.
This sounds like something I could get behind because I could spread it on the bread and dip it into the sauce.
Exactly, man. And it's really good. And it's a quality bread that they're doing there. So definitely check that out. I loved the Amata spicy wontons, which were house-made shrimp wontons in a spicy tom yum sauce. Lime, peanut, chili jam, lemongrass, all the things that, you get at a Thai restaurant. great roasted Chilean sea bass. If you are a Chilean sea bass person, you're going to definitely like this preparation. Thai honey with some red curry paste and asparagus. Asparagus on the side, obviously. What else? I don't know what I'm saying there. Okay. Oh, the rice. It says Rich on my notes.
I see that.
It says Rich. I thought Rich Johnson was there, but it's supposed to say rice. Shaved truffles in the rice with fried enoki mushrooms. So a really nice rice to have as your rice that you put everything else over.
With a good bit of umami hid in there from the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Sounds delicious.
We did some nice sweet and sour chicken. We did a Niue pad prick thai, which is beef tenderloin and black pepper sauce with onion and bell's pepper. I mean, honestly, almost like a classic pepper steak you may have had when you were like a kid. You know?
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing at all, man.
I kind of love it.
Yeah, it was really good. So we very much like that. So check them out. And thank you to Bob for the lunch. Thank you for Andrew for telling me about it last week. Thanks for Bob for getting me in there. And oh shit, yeah, I actually spoke to both the owner and the chef. So here's that conversation. Okay, so let's hear from the partner owner of Pattaya Modern Thai, which is Pattaya Lasawas, and executive chef of Pattaya Modern Thai, who is Pinyu Asawu. And you may also, by the way, remember the chef from his time at Hakkasan. But we are going to start with Pattaya to tell us a little bit about what this restaurant's all about.
We are bringing a very presentable, strip quality level food to the neighborhood at a very approachable price point. So idea is, you can come here and enjoy lunch for under $20. Or if you want to come here for dinner and have a little more elevated experience, you have somebody you really want to impress, this is also where you want to be. So it's also good for date nights, very vibey in here. Food is very well presented. Service is top notch without being pretentious and fine dining. It's still very much a neighborhood restaurant.
How does your menu, if people are a little familiar with Thai food, they've eaten around at a few Thai restaurants in Las Vegas, are they going to see familiar things on your menu, or are you doing new stuff that they may not have encountered before?
Actually, we don't have a lot of stuff that's familiar. I'll give you a little example. Normally a Thai restaurant will have green curry, red curry, yellow curry, stuff like that. We only have one curry here. It's the Penang curry with crispy duck. And the reason for that is we really want to just cut out all the fluff. Let's focus on what we're good at, hone in on it, refine it, go all in on what you're good at. Just not have everything on the menu to please everybody, but the stuff that we put out has to be freaking good, and it is.
Now, for the chef, what would you say is a signature item or two that everybody needs to try when they come in here?
So the signature, they need to try the khao soi, the bone melon with the sharp ribs. There's a signature one, and then we have the beef carpaccio. That one's like, you guys taste the like slightly spicy sweet, right? This is my signature. Yeah.
Okay, explain the bone marrow dish to people.
Oh, the bone melon, it's like a kind like a yellow soup, but that's coming from the north of Thailand, and with the bone melon, we take it out and then show the presentation and then script using the gas, torch there.
It is more like a curry noodle dish. It's from his hometown of Chiang Mai in Thailand. They're very famous for that dish. So what we do here normally is a chicken dish, but we use the braised short ribs in it with also again a giant bone marrow sticking out, and we torch it table side, and you mix the bone marrow with the curry broth, and it just brings everything together. That's one of our best dishes here.
Chef, you've cooked on the Strip. You've cooked at famous high-end restaurants on the Strip. How do you feel about being out in the suburbs right now?
So, in my opinion, I think in the street right now there's like too much the fighting. A lot of restaurant. Mm-hmm. So that's why I, with my brother, opened this restaurant. Do something we love. Like do the good quality for the food, everything. For the presentation, the flavor, we got to do the perfect. Everything needed perfect.
I also dropped by Butcher and Thief, that, of course, being the new place from Corey Harwell and the entire team behind Carson Kitchen.
We had a good dinner there together a few weeks ago.
We had a really good meal there. I saw Mark Chinook in there the night we were in there.
That's right. He was. And for those of you that don't know, that's the voice of the Golden Knights.
Yes.
And who is a very prolific fundraiser and community activist.
Oh, yeah. He's like the king of the theater scene
He's
here
super
in
nice.
Vegas, isn't
And
he,
he's
man?
super nice.
So we were just sitting at the bar, right? And we're like, okay, we'd like to go over to the Bend. It's very close to our house. We
Sure.
spend a lot of time there. So we just sat down. We had a little bite. We did their baked bread, which is like the bubble bread that you pull apart, but they do it with sour cream and onion, which was
So
a
like
nice
like an
flavor.
onion dip kind of deal.
I mean, just very light. Like that's almost like with a butter is flavored that way, and it's cooked into the bread.
That sounds delicious.
Really, really.
We didn't
good
have
bread.
that.
And we had some fun crab cakes this time around. Oh, and another thing, they're going to be adding some TVs to the bar. I know that they were against that originally, but I think too many people like me walk by every time there's a Golden Knights game on and go over to Evolve or go over to St. Felix.
Sure.
You got it. You can't be in Vegas and not have a Golden Knights game on. So.
Well, and in different seasons, you got your Aces, you got your Raiders, you got baseball coming in, you got the NBA coming in. And if we want to support our teams, we got to find a place to sit and watch them.
Right. So Butcher and Thief will be adding some television.
Great.
Good news from there. Then I dropped by the bar at Rare Society, which is in Uncommon. It's a new steakhouse just added to Neon Feast not all that long ago. I actually hired Emmy Caston's daughter to write that up, Alex, for us. A lot of people had told me they liked it. It was enough people that we added it. But of course, I hadn't been there, and I don't like having things on my app that I haven't at least been in the motherfucking
You
place.
got to vet it.
Yeah. It's really, really hard to get a seat at the bar. We went like right at 5 o'clock when we thought they opened, but they actually opened the bar at 3 o'clock. So.
Because they have an early happy hour or something?
Yeah, so they had to move some people down. That was fine. Noticed the dry aging cases in the dining room right away. Great booze selection. Sue ordered a couple of, what did she order? Oh, some wood-grilled lamb chops, man. And they were really big for lamb lollipops, I would say. They're $9 each, so you can order them by the one. And they were, I mean, not massive. But if you do two of them, I wouldn't say it's the size of an entree, but it's, if you do put three of them together, it probably would be $9 a pop. Smoked paprika and pickled mustard seed chimichurri on that. So that was really good. And then I just ordered a massive grilled artichoke. And this thing was just fucking huge. And this is a live
as big
fire
as your head?
restaurant. It was probably as big as my head, but they cut it in half. And it probably had better hair than me, to be honest. But no, it was just blackened, and the heart was fucking huge, and it was just so good pulling on the, eating
How was
the
it seasoned? Did they use garlic butter? Did they use something else?
Yeah, I believe it was garlic butter on there.
Sounds great.
So fucking good.
A grilled artichoke is, when it's done right, it is just such an amazing thing.
Yeah, and I really like that. It was $21, but it was huge. And I'll tell you a weird thing. Same price on the happy hour menu as the main menu. So I don't know what that's all about. But okay. Great place, great vibe. I liked it. The bar crowd all seemed to know each other. They knew the bartenders. I'm just saying this because, and they were serious foodies, right? So it seems like it's turning into a neighborhood hang for people that know a little shit about food. And people.
That's cool.
Yeah, everybody I talked to there at the bar, and I wasn't really in a particularly talkative mood to talk to other people that night, but everybody I did talk to there, like they had worked in the restaurant industry at some point. They knew what they were talking about, and that's always a good sign for a restaurant.
I agree.
Okay, then I had dinner at Blue Orchid, actually takeout last night. I went over there for a story that you're going to hear in the news, Blue Orchid Thai, sticking with Thai. And then while I was there, I took home some Thai beef jerky, some pad see lu with shrimp, some crab fried rice, and some shrimp toast. I'll tell you, Don Cherency is a good friend of mine, and he's been on this podcast a lot. And he's Laotian, but his family came here by way of Thailand, right? So I'm assuming he's eaten some fucking Thai food in his life. And he raves about Blue Orchid.
Really?
And I had been there for their opening party, and I was like, yeah, it's good, right? But this is one where I finally picked out the dishes that I thought would be fun to eat. And I was really, really impressed. Crab fried rice was just excellent. The noodles were so good. They definitely did not need, not need to add the shrimp that we added to it. We gotten them by themselves.
I love a shrimp toast. How's theirs?
The shrimp toast is really interesting because it's it's split in the middle with a shrimp mousse in the middle, and then fried crispy around the edges. So, and then cut in half.
Is
right?
the shrimp paste is enclosed?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's enclosed, but then
okay.
it's cut in half.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see it when you pick up your half. And then, but it's very crispy. Sue thought it was a little too crispy on the outside, but I loved it. I thought it was really, really good. Very much more impressed than I had been at the grand opening party, so I'm glad I got back into Blue Orchid. That, of course, is way the fuck down on Las Vegas Boulevard South, past everything.
Is it as far as the M?
No, not that far. Like South Point far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the M. That's I don't even know.
That's California.
It's in California, isn't it, man? I like the M. No offense, M people.
It
but
truly, it's for especially for me.
well, you don't go fucking.
I generally don't go south of Tropicana.
Tropicana,
In
yeah.
general, there are
Remind
exceptions.
me of us in Manhattan when we were kids. Like you don't go north of 14th Street.
Right. But it's in general. I do and have made multiple exceptions. But like since I'm right here in the heart, I just try to stay here.
So that's where we've been eating. Hopefully something there made you hungry, might inspire you to visit one of those establishments next time you're in their neighborhood. Before we break, this is where I've decided to tell people about some things on our special events calendar, because you're already hungry with me telling you where I ate. Here's some special things coming up, and this all comes from the foodandloathing.vegas event calendar. I truly think that this is one of the best features we have over there at foodandloathing.vegas. If you're planning a trip in Vegas or just planning a weekend out, a month and a half in advance or just 2 days in advance, you go on the calendar, you look at the dates, it'll tell you, hey, shit, there's an Alinea pop-up going on. Oh, there's a guest chef doing this.
And it's a great way to find everything all in one spot without having to go to this source and that source and the other source. Everything is all enclosed.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
So, LeAnne, run down a few of the cool things we have going on over there right now.
Today, as this podcast drops, is Friday, April 10th, and tonight, Circa's Rooftop Legacy Club is home to a golf-themed evening celebrating the tournament in Augusta. Lots of cool themed cocktails on the menu, so wear a green jacket or your favorite golf wear and head over at 8 p.m. There is no cover. Saturday, April 11th at 1 p.m., The Art of Cake, a community gathering at the Uncommons. This is kind of bring a cake, take home some cake, and you do need a reservation to participate. I am not really sure if there's going to be any space.
Yeah, I was looking. I'm not sure whether when they see this there will be space left or not, but it's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
I've never done anything like this. I don't know. It reminded me of like an episode of fucking like that 70s show or something, man. But
it sounds like it's going to be like a cookie exchange, but it's with cake instead. Yeah. Everybody brings something, everybody takes something home. But you could find out more details at foodandloathing.vegas. Also on April 11th in the daytime is going to be high tea in the sky at the Legacy Club.
Sue's been to that in the past. She had a really good time there.
And that's at the Circa. Ongoing residencies include Lily by Tyler Vorse this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Durango Social Club, and In Limbo Burgers Monday and Tuesday at Petite Bohème downtown. Wednesday, April 15th is the launch of Alinea at Bellagio, 5 days a week through the end of May.
That, man, one of the culinary events of the season. If you've got the money, if you were... I always talk about this, man. I know not everybody can afford these things. Certainly, I cannot always afford these things. I'm not acting as if this is an easy spend.
It's not an easy ticket.
A person.
Yeah.
It's before you add the wine pairings.
Before you add the tip. Before you add the tax.
No, I believe tip may be included.
Oh, really?
Want to double check.
Okay, we can double check it.
Because in Chicago, it is included.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. But I would definitely check into that. But if you have the money, if dropping 4 figures on dinner for 2 is something that you do once in a while, this should be the once in a while that you do it, is what I would say. And if you don't have it, remember that starting next month in May, they're also adding the cocktail version of it.
Which you talked about last week, which sounds super interesting. It was $175, and it's 3 dishes and 3 cocktails.
Yeah, and that's going to be at the Vault. And
that sounds really
from
interesting.
The Aviary, which is Alinea's sister bar.
Sounds terrific. Thursday, April 16th, the whiskey tasting and social at D'Agostino's Trattoria.
Yeah, I've got tickets for that one already.
Do you?
I'm excited, yeah. I love D'Agostino's, and relatively close to my house. Great people, newly renovated. Really, really cool. So, for more special events, check out the event calendar at foodandloathing.vegas. Coming up, we've got a happy hour report and the news. But first, that conversation I promised with Jolene Mannina. It turns out it's Jolene Mannina, Lindsay, Geddes, and Kristin, Whittemore.
Okay.
And they're all going to tell us all about
Those
this.
are some powerhouse hitters.
And they're coming up in just a moment.
Fantastic.
This is Food and Loathing. We are back, and I have Kristin Whittemore and Jolene Mannina sitting with me, both very heavily involved in the founders, I should say, of the Women's Hospitality Initiative. We also have Lindsay Geddes off on the side, but I'm not a very good engineer, producer. I'm going to do two of these people at a time because I'm on my own because we don't have Gemini this week, which makes me sad. But thank you for doing this. Thank you for hosting us here at Carver Steak where we're recording, which is a gorgeous place. We're in this private dining room with these gorgeous knives on the wall. So thank you both for having me and for agreeing to chat with me today.
Thank you for having us.
Al.
Now, this is interesting for me because I have been, to one extent or another, reporting on Women's Hospitality Initiative since before COVID. You had a big event at UNLV. You had a big movie screening. It was really getting off the ground. You were doing educational, and then, of course, COVID happened, and there was a little bit of a setback. But you guys have relaunched over the past couple of years, and the entire organization seems to be doing really well, right?
Yep, exactly. You said it. And back in 2020, we launched the program. We had the great party, the movie screening, the conference. It all went off with a hitch. It was so much fun. And then, like 2 weeks later, everything shut down. It was COVID. So we kind of halted. Elizabeth Blau, one of our founders, was at the helm of everything. And then she's like, okay, we have to save the whole hospitality industry, not just the women in it.
Yeah.
So we shifted a little bit there. But during that time when, no one was in person or seeing each other, we were able to launch the educational program with a college course. It was the first of its kind for credits at UNLV, the Culinary Institute, San Diego State, and Florida International University. And those classes were being simultaneously cast, over Zoom at the time. And so it just carried on. So we were fortunate to do that for a couple of years while we weren't able to do actual in-person stuff. And then fast forward, 2 years ago, we were like, okay, the world's back. It's time to get back into what we wanted to do and the whole mentorship part of the program, and to have it be like a real program where young girls and women at every stage of their career in the hospitality industry could come for guidance and whatever they needed to get to that level they wanted to get to. So we launched the first conference last year at Wynn, and it was such a big hit. We were like, okay, let's do it again, and that's where we are now.
Yeah, I was at that event at Wynn, and I was at the kickoff event, just the cocktail reception that you had, and it was just unbelievable looking around and seeing all the talent that was there, all the people that I knew, all the successful women entrepreneurs, and all of that. And that is part of a 2-day event that you do that's returning here on the 19th and 20th, Sunday and Monday of this month. And it's going to be a really cool event, right? But
Yeah.
for the average person who listens to this, who is not a woman in hospitality, who does not want to help out women in that's just not what they're thinking of. We're going to talk about food because there's a huge sip and savor event that winds this thing down. And it's just another one of the great culinary festivals that we have come to develop in Las Vegas. And it happens at Wynn. So if something happens at Wynn, it's going to be fucking good. I mean, I've never been to an event there. I go to events at Wynn and my wife looks around and is like, wow, we discovered a new level of Beyond the Velvet Rope. This is cool. So I know it's going to be cool. And I want to talk about the food. I want to talk about the beverages. I want to talk about all the shit that gets people really, really excited. But I do also want to talk about the need, why Women's Hospitality Initiative was founded, and we're going to do this quick, to the point. We're not going to drag people down with dissertations or any of that stuff. But what I was shocked with when you founded this organization was just how few women there are in leadership roles in the hospitality world, especially the restaurant world, compared to how many women are going to chef school every year, going to culinary academies every year. Could you just give me that split, that radical split?
Yeah, absolutely. So the impetus of the whole organization was a stat that we found out back in 2019 that 50% of culinary school graduates are women. So 50% of them graduate, they're female. But of that 50% that graduate, it's only 6 to 7% that make it to an executive level. So there's a huge drop off there. So it was like, okay, well, we got to do something about this. We got to help these women because there is a way, and there are women that have done it and have done it fantastically. So it's like, we just need to help them and teach them and guide them and give them the tools.
I was shocked by that. And, you know, I've had this conversation before. I sort of was growing up in the point of view where like, oh, we all have equality. Everything's great, right? And then I started speaking to women chefs and women who are in this industry and the shit they have to put up with and the shit they are still putting up with from casino executives at a time in 2026, right? And I mean, some things that have happened, all kinds of stuff. The things that I now know about are mind-boggling and how fucking tough it is for women. And I guess like women don't bitch about this. You guys just are tough. You're in the kitchen, you're doing your shit, and it's amazing. And rather than, I guess, you know, talk about all the assholes out there who are keeping it down, you've decided you're going to come up with ways to help people navigate this messed up world. And you don't have to sign on to any of the really negative shit I'm saying.
No, but that's a big part of it too, is educating the men out there too. It's not just for the women. And that's why we, you know, a lot of our stuff, we include men in the educational classes in the colleges. There was a lot of male students in those classes, which is great because they need to know what's going on too and understand how to fix the problem from their side as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So how has this been received in the colleges where you've taught this course?
It's been great. I sat in on a bunch of the classes because it was over Zoom, so it was really cool to sit in and see. And we would have a different mentor speaker for each class kind of come in, you know, a female chef or restaurant owner or someone kind of speak, and then the students could ask questions. And their teachers gave them, you know, lessons plans, and they had to read about whoever the guest speaker was and come ready with questions. And it was really cool to see how engaged they all were, and they were asking questions, and they were so inspired. And it was, I mean, I really enjoyed listening to all of them. And then they would write papers after that and all that for their credits. But it was really inspiring to see.
Well, that's very cool. You know, I'm looking at some of the people you're going to have there on April 19th and 20th, and I just jotted down a few names of people that just blow me away because I've known them all. Of course, we have Elizabeth Blau, right? So fantastic. One of the, I mean, James Beard nominated, you know, all this stuff. Kristin Corral of Tacotarian. I saw Dominique Kren, Lorena Garcia, and then like my friend Emmy Caston in publishing, Jan Jones, former mayor, Lori Kraft Nelson, who, you know, for years at Station and now with, F1. I believe, F1, right? Penny Chatima, if I'm getting her name right, but I don't know if it's Chatima or Chatima, but she's at Lotus of Siam. Angie Marr, Elizabeth Blau, Diana Bennett. I mean, it's a lot of people. And then when I look at what you're doing with them, I mean, there are just keynote addresses, panel discussions, breakout sessions, fireside chats, celebrity chef panels, skill workshops, closing sessions. That's all as the lead up to the deliciousness. Exactly. But so this is really for the women who attend this conference or men who may attend it. This is heavy on education these 2 days, right?
Right. And it's really tailored to everyone and their specific needs and where they're at, their level of their career. So we have different breakout sessions, and they're going to be able, once you register, you choose kind of which path you want to go down and which breakout sessions you want to go to. So there's a bunch of different topics from, you know, how to budget a restaurant to things that aren't even hospitality focused, because we have groups from UNLV and the sports industry partnering with us.
Oh, yeah, I saw that as well,
Yeah, so it's cool because it's kind of something for everyone. Because here in Vegas, we're obviously a hospitality town, but now we're a sports town too, and it's all interlinked. And we have Sandra Douglas Morgan from the Raiders talking too. So it's all linked in, and it's cool to see. So and then you can choose if you want, you know, the early career path to go listen to speakers, or if you want the executive level path too. So lots of options.
So before I grab Lindsay and grab Jolene and we talk deep about how delicious that kickoff event is going to, or that finale event is going to be. What if people want to take part in those things that we were just talking about? What if they'd like to attend some of those seminars? Is there a price to attend? How can you register? How early do you have to register, et cetera?
You can register right now. Tickets are open, and there's a couple different access passes. If you go online to womenshospitalityinitiative.com, it'll link to our conference, and you can see, you can get just conference tickets. You can get the full access that includes the Sip and Savor. You can get just Sip and Savor. So there's a few different options if you go online, or you can follow us on Instagram too to see all that.
Well, Kristin, thank you so much for that.
Thanks for having us so much.
And, you are welcome back. Any of you are welcome back anytime you want to just sit around and talk about how men suck. And
No, we love men too.
No, seriously though, if you ever really want to just come and talk about the serious, how deep, this goes, and talk, what young women need to know when they're going into it, you're always welcome back.
Thank you.
But today we also want to talk about food.
Yeah.
We also want to sell some tickets. So I'm going to swap you out right now. I'm going to have Lindsay come in over to your headset while I chat with Jolene. Jolene.
Yeah.
Man, how long have we been doing these interviews?
Since 2010.
Yeah.
but for Women's Hospitality Initiative, since 2020, and I also launched Picnic in the Alley in 2019, where we're real focused on highlighting all the women in the community.
Yes, you've always been behind what's important for women in this hospitality community. You've always been behind this community. I mean, Vegas Test Kitchen, so many things that you've done. Now you're with Fortune Events, correct?
That's right.
So you have and you throw special events. I've been to things you've done for Doritos during the Super Bowl and all kinds of crazy shit. You are totally plugged into dining events in Las Vegas. So if I want to go to one of these dine-arounds, I want it to be one that you're involved with, because I know it's going to be cool. So
it's going to be cool.
Tell me what we can expect at this Sip and Savor, which is on the second night, which is the Monday night, correct?
That's right. It's a Monday night. And so after the conference is our grand finale. People will be transported over to UNLV. So we're doing it there at the Hospitality Hall. This is our third time doing an event there, and it's spectacular. The room is beautiful. It's 4 levels. We take over 3 levels, and we line it literally with chefs and mixologists and, sommeliers and artists and makers. And so a variety of women from the community that we're highlighting, but high level, absolutely delicious. I mean, there's 31 food stations, which means we're going to have at least 50, 60 dishes for people to try, 18 plus areas for beverage between wine and cocktails. And Rose will be there from the Silver Stamp serving some beer. So a little bit of everything.
Nice.
Yeah. And each level will have entertainment. So it's a great place to come and see, and meet all the women in the community, but also have a beautiful meal the entire time. Yeah.
It's also a great excuse to get over to UNLV and look at that hospitality building. Look at it. Is that Harrow Hall?
Yeah, that's right. That's Harrow Hall.
Harrow Hall, which is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, and I know people who teach over there. It's just this amazing test kitchen and teaching kitchen that they have. So I guess when you bring all the chefs in, they've got it pretty easy.
Yeah, on the 4th floor, there's a huge commercial kitchen, and it's stunning. And so we do actually have some chefs that are cooking directly from that kitchen. They do make it easy for us. Chef Mark Sandoval is there, and he is a helpful hand and allows us, the early access with the deliveries. So, but it is true. I mean, I remember the first time I went there to visit the space, and I was overwhelmed. I had never been there before, and it's really nice to get to the roots of Vegas and go on campus and have that feeling.
Yeah, it always makes me happy. I've sat in on some of Mark Sandoval's classes in there, and I've met some of the students, and it always makes me happy just to see this amazing resource, because I know when I see kids at UNLV, I know I'm going to see them waiting on me probably, in that building. I know they're eventually going to be either cooking for me or serving me or welcoming me to a restaurant in the next few years. So it's a great place to connect with our community.
Yeah, and the students get involved. They definitely help us out. So they are there to support us and volunteer. So, it's a beautiful event.
Can you tease some of the chefs that are going to be there?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have Chef Sarah Thompson from Casa Playa is going to be there, who's also, James Beard nominated. Nicole Brisson is going to be there. We're at Carver Steak right now. We're going to have Chef Abby is going to be there from Carver Steak doing some desserts. The team from Wynn as well, Jennifer Yee making desserts. We have Kimmy McIntosh from Milkfish Bakery Bake Shop, Danny White from Yukon Pizza, Marissa from Soul Belly Barbecue. Kim Owens will be there. She's not cooking, but Ellie will be there to say hi to people. She's not going to be cooking, but she was going to make an appearance.
Isn't she supposed to be moving to
She is, yeah. So we're excited to see her for the nights, come out here and celebrate with us.
And that's Hell's Kitchen winner Ellie Parker we're talking about. Wow.
Yes.
So when I see some of these celebrity chefs, people like Lorena Garcia, Dominique Crenn, will they be cooking at the Sip and Savor?
They're not cooking this year, but they will be there to enjoy.
So we could still fanboy out.
That's right.
Geek out and say hi.
Yeah, we all fangirl out. Yeah.
Cool. That's excellent. Lindsay, first of all, welcome. One of the finest sommeliers in Las Vegas, a Court of Master Sommeliers, Master Somm, the highest order they have, correct?
That is true. I passed in 2014, and it's crazy. It's been more than 10 years since I took that exam. But yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, man, it's great to have you here. I'm just going to ask you to speak up just a touch more, and that's cool. I worry about the sound. I got to get it to Rich, and then Rich, starts with me. So you're definitely one of the top wine people in this town.
If you say so, Al.
and you have been giving me, I'll tell you, for 15 years, whether I was working for the RJ or Seven or whoever, when I need to do a wine article, you are one of the people that I call.
Oh yeah, I remember when the first time I met you was at Mark's World Cuisine out on Lake Mead, and it was the food writer that has the mohawk, and I was like, what?
I didn't know you were there that night. I got a whole backstory on that night that was really fucked up, but we'll talk about that in another time.
And then we did. I remember I was at Cut, and
I used to see it Cut a lot.
But you had a TV show, and I did your TV show.
Oh, that's right.
And that was a lot of fun too. And we talked about Bud Light and Jägermeister.
Yeah. That's right, because we don't fuck around, because you can do everything, man.
Yeah, we drink I was drinking whatever Albarino and vodka sodas the other day. It's just what is available.
So what kind of beverages are going to be available at Sip and Savor?
Well, I do know there's going to be a wide variety of mixology and leading mixologists and bartenders that are going to be there. But there will also be world-class wines that will be poured by myself and other sommeliers that we are sourcing right now that we feel connected with as women. So we're still reaching out to some of those suppliers, but you could expect things like Heights, Cellars, Quintessa, Cambria, Lincourt, and we're just, finalizing all that, but we will, be pouring wines till there's no wines left.
So if you want to catch a buzz, we're not going to have any problem. Is this what you're promising?
I will be there to fill your glass. So I'm here to make you happy.
How long have you been involved with Women's Hospitality Institute and with this specific, this is only the second year of this event, but were you involved last year?
Yeah, well, I was involved the first year before COVID.
2020?
Yes. And it was amazing because it was my first time setting foot into the hotel college, and I'm an alumni of the hotel college. And when I was at school, I was there from 99 to 2004. We had to share Beam Hall with the business college. And it had a decent kitchen in there, but to walk into Mark Sandoval's kitchen, I'm like, oh my God, you guys are so spoiled. You don't even know. You know what we had to drive all the way to freaking Northtown and use the community college kitchen because there just wasn't enough room.
Wow.
And just the view up there is amazing. You can see the entire strip from south to north. It is beautiful.
And I always feel younger when I'm on a college campus. I get a little flashback.
I know. I just was blown away and going in, and I wore a red suit the first year. So all the kids were like, I love your suit. I love your suit. So it was like an icebreaker. And I just got to talk to all of these students, and it was just so refreshing. And to see they run the coffee shop there and everything. And I'm like, this is so cool. We didn't have this at all. We had the worst food in the DC. It was so bad. So it is. And I also swam for UNLV, and I got into hospitality because I was very hungry. And I constantly
all that swimming burns a lot of calories?
Yeah. And I just was like, what's this? What's that? I want to eat. I want to have fun. And it just took me, and I went to hospitality school to be a chef. And when I got more into my major, I could see like I'm more of like a front of the house person. I love talking to people. And when I took my first, Scotch class, wine class, I was like, oh my God, I love the lore, I love the culture, and I loved all of it together. But I definitely pursued the wine side of it because my Adam Carmer, who was there at the time, was like, there are no women in this industry whatsoever right now. Like,
And how long ago is this we're talking about?
this was probably like 2001-ish, 2002-ish. And I mean, I'm trying to look back, and there was Pat from Ferraro's as a woman, and that was the first woman I met in the wine industry here.
Wow.
And if you look now, there's a slew of us now. We're
And here's the thing: if you're a Gen whatever the fuck generation they're on these days, Q or whatever the fuck they are.
Alpha M.
Yeah, it's you may look and go, oh well, they're talking about 25 years ago and things have changed, but that's what I thought in 2000. I used to think like, oh, I remember back in 1975 when my mom couldn't, was made fun of because she had a job outside the home, and I thought it was all over. But then looking back with retrospect now, 25 years after 2000, I realized that it wasn't fixed then. If you're young, it's not fixed yet today. It's getting better, and you've benefited from the work of the women who are sitting here at this table with me today, but it's your job to take this to the next level. And part of that, I think, means educating yourself. And I'm not going to tell women how to, stick up for women's rights. That's your responsibility, but I'm going to talk to the guys out there. You need to familiarize yourself with this shit because it is still a problem that needs to be addressed. And what made you get involved with this organization, Lindsay?
Just that we need more women mentorship, and there needs to be an eye on that. And that was very big for me. Going through passing the MS exam was also helping.
That's the Master Sommelier exam?
Yeah, helping someone else do it with me. Like mentor. I had a mentee, Jessica Waugh, who I mentored through that whole program. And I mentee my students here at Carver. We have Nina Jarlock, who is a woman som who works here and at Carver Steak that I mentee, and just anyone is always, I'm here. I'm an open door. So I know like you got to pay it forward and help and talk and communicate and it's okay if it's uncomfortable. I will talk about it all day long. I've been through it. And women's stuff too that we need to talk about more in terms of like being a mother and, maybe being a single mom and how do you get help there? And we need to talk about that stuff more. Right. And I'm here to talk about it. So.
Yeah. And that could be a really scary thing if you're young. And I mean, the dining industry, I was always surprised how young chefs will go and they'll stage someplace, right? And they'll work for free in one of the greatest kitchens in the world, and they'll get all this education and this knowledge. And it seems like in culinary, in F&B, a lot of the tradition is to have information passed down from one generation to another in less formal settings than the actual, workplace. And that seems to be what you're talking about. That if somebody wants to come up to you and say, hey, I really want to learn, I'm a young woman in this industry, I look at the list of women that are on this list that are participating, and I've seen them do that with other people. I've seen them, have their hands out. So what would your message be if somebody's out there and going, okay, I'm a high school junior. I'd like to go into F&B, but I never really thought about it. My high school doesn't have a culinary program, and I heard it was a boys' club out there. Who should they go speak to?
Well, I might, they could always come to me, but you should, go reach out to maybe your favorite restaurant and see, talk to a female server, or start investigating, what, if you want to pursue hospitality, start at UNLV or the Florida, all the other colleges that do food and beverage, and start seeing if there are organizations like Women in Hospitality that are available to steer you in the right direction. But definitely getting information. If you're into food, you're going somewhere. where you go a lot, and
Yeah.
there's someone there and you can talk to.
It's also good if you're a journalist. You sit at the bar and you get really drunk, and then people tell you things. That's how I broke into that industry. That's a different thing. Okay, back to Sip and Savor. Let's start. It is Monday, the 20th.
That's right.
It is at UNLV at this gorgeous hospitality school. What time?
VIP starts at 6 p.m. GA is 7 p.m. and it goes until 9.
Okay. Tickets are?
Tickets, you can find them at the Women's Hospitality Initiative.com. Go to events and you'll go right to Sip and Savor and we'll have tickets available for you. The prices on these, what's the prices on these? What's the VIP is $275 and I think the GA is $225.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is your whole meal. You're drinking great stuff. You're eating great food. Fantastic chefs. You're socializing. You're networking. I mean, let's face it, this just going to this event itself, whether you're a man or a woman in the hospitality industry, I would think this would be an absolutely fantastic place to just fucking meet people over drinks and great food and talk to them. They're in the mood. I mean, like, this is the thing. Here's the deal. If you're not going to the conference, crash where they're all drunk afterwards and pump them for information, okay? Yep. You're going to get stuffed, you're going to get fed, you're going to get boozed up, and you're going to get some great information, and maybe you're going to want to get involved down the line, right?
I love that information.
Vito Veritas, we'll start talking. Mine starts pouring.
Right? Cool. Well, I want to thank you all. I want to thank you, Kristin. I want to thank you, Jolene. I want to thank you, Lindsay. I appreciate having you here. I love everything you do. If there's ever anything I can do to help promote the work you're doing in the future, please just let me know.
Thank you, Al.
Will do.
Appreciate it.
Coming up, we have a happy hour report and the news. This is Food and Loathing.
Need a restaurant recommendation? Then you need Neon Feast, the most convenient, most comprehensive, and most trustworthy collection of Las Vegas restaurant recommendations on the internet. Veteran food journalist Al Mancini, whom you might remember from, listening to this podcast, asked the city's top chefs, restaurateurs, critics, journalists, and influencers for their favorite spots in more than 100 categories. Why take the advice of an anonymous online wannabe or a paid influencer? Neon Feast will tell you where people in the industry send their family and friends for a great date night, to watch a big game, or get a taste of Old Vegas. Looking for a great steakhouse? You want a great burger? Maybe a little caviar? Need a place in Summerlin South, the Arts District, or Seven Hills? Las Vegas brings the neon. Local foodies provide the feast at neonfeast.com or the Neon Feast mobile app.
Another week, another happy hour report, and this week, hey, we've got a guy being interviewed because it's been a very woman-friendly episode, which I absolutely love. But it is nice to see my friend Andrew Morgan here, representing the Penis Brigade.
Yeah, and you know what? I love women too, so that's good.
And most of them are, smarter than me, so I'm okay on that.
I virtually guarantee they're all smarter than I am. That's for sure. So.
I mean, most women are smarter than me. Definitely all the women on this show smarter than me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Okay, so enough on that, man. We do need to get drunk, or we do at least need to go sip some new booze this week. It is Las Vegas. If somebody's listening to this, they want to know about food, they want to know about booze, you do happyhour.vegas, where you track 500 happy hours. So what are you thinking this week, man? I hear your friends have been hitting you up for some ideas.
So I get a lot of that. I have some friends from out of town, especially from the East Coast. They're coming in for conferences and whatever it is, and it's just like, where should I go? And more importantly, it's like, I've got my go-tos depending on where you're at, but it's just like, where are you staying to make it much more relevant? And they also want to hit up multiple places. So it turns out my friends were in town. They're like, hey, we're staying at the Vidara on the Strip. And I said, hey, I've got a great place called Ocean Prime. Don't want to sound like a broken record, but that's like one of my go-to places. But they're like, what else? So I was like, you know what? You put 3 of these things together, and I put a little playbook together for a good happy hour crawl on the Strip. And
there's nothing better than a good crawl, right? And when you could get a bargain at every place, that makes it an even better crawl. It makes it a more affordable crawl. So, okay, now I want to know, where's your Vidara or your city center happy hour crawl?
So you got 3 places that are really around our area, right? There's obviously tons of places, but this is my recommendation to my friends here. So Bardot, Brasserie Bardot at the Aria, Toca Madera at the Crystals Mall, and then Ocean Prime, which is City Center, 63. And they're all within walking distance, stumbling distance, however you want to call it, but actually pretty interesting. And if you look at the times, I was recommending that they start at Bardot because it's right at the top next to Vidara at Aria. It's from 5 to 7, so it's pretty good. But you get some deviled eggs, $8. You get a Kronenbourg beer. It's just like a great appetizer, great way to start it. And such a good vibe in there too, right? And $7 for a beer, $8 for the deviled eggs kind of thing. So you're not dropping $20. Like that's a no-brainer. And because there's 4 to a serving, you can share those, So it's even better if there's 2 of you. So that's Bardot. That was kind of like stop number 1. And then you head over to Toca Madera, which is just, on your way to 63 Center Drive, if you think about it. So you can go in there, you get the taqueria. It's $10, chicken. And you get either cocktail or wine or beer, somewhere around $8, $10. So again, under $20, you're getting something that's really high-end luxurious. Great vibe again. And kind of checking that one off your bucket list as well.
Do you know if they do fire dancing during happy hour?
No fire dancing during happy hours. I know. When I told the guys that, they were like, "Fuck yeah, let's go to do some fire dancing." I'm like, I don't think the gals are working on that time. But, food's still all pretty good. Third, last stop on this happy hour.
And this is no surprise. We talk about this one a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Ocean Prime. And now Ocean Prime's interesting because their happy hour starts at 3 o'clock every day, which, again, this is one of my favorite happy hours, 3 to 6 o'clock. Get the Wagyu burger. It's $11.50 or $12, and then you get the Blackberry Club. It's also like $10 or something like that. So just around $20, and you've got a full-size Wagyu burger on brioche bun that is outstanding. Here's the thing. I'm getting all excited about it, but it's like you've got 3 really good places on the strip, less than $20 a pop, and you are full by 6 o'clock. You don't even have to have dinner. You're good to go. So
that sounds great. And then it sounds like if you want to start it a little earlier, you can do it in reverse. You could start at Ocean Prime, go the other way, right?
That's exactly what I'm looking at these times. Like, yeah, you could start at Ocean Prime, but I like ending at Ocean Prime because I'm an Ocean Prime guy. So.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, Andrew. You always got the best info on happy hours here in Las Vegas. Next week we're doing this show from the road, so will I be seeing you over at the Hard Rock Cafe?
If there's an invite, I'm there, man. Let's do it.
Okay, we'll see you there. In the meantime, go to happyhourvegas.com, get all the info you need on happy hours in Las Vegas. Thank you, Andrew. And I have some news for everybody. Rich probably has the ticker tape going behind us right now. But LeAnne, before I go into my news, the Women's Leadership Conference, and you have news too, so we're going to get to that. Women's Leadership Conference, Women in Hospitality Leadership Conference, have you been to that?
I really want to go every single year, and I always have a conflict. Either I have guests in town from out of town or something else is going on. I am going to get there one of these days. It sounds like such an amazing collaboration of some incredible women in the industry. And I'd really like the opportunity to take advantage of that.
Very, very cool thing to do. I've been there. I was there last year for the first one and got to see a lot of very important people and talk to them and talk about food, and it was great. And then I took my penis and went home. Okay, going to the news. LeAnne, man, let's start with news because this house I'm in right now.
This house you're in right now.
This historic downtown Las Vegas house has a great backyard. And I understand you're doing a kind of food and drink event here to raise some money for charity. So could you tell me about that?
So our home is actually part of the Nevada Preservation Foundation. We've been on the tour and the garden tour, but this year we are kicking off their big fundraising weekend. And the event here at my home is going to be on the 15th. It's a Wednesday evening from 6:30 to 9:30. Tickets are available at nevadapreservation.org. Our food is going to be curated by James Trees and a surprise guest. And our cocktails are going to be curated for us by Jonah Gibbs from Petit Poème and the James Trees organization. And it's basically a jazz, boozy tea party, and everybody's going to get to drink their cocktails out of little fancy collectible teacups, and they'll be able to take them home as their favor from the show. And we'll have a jazz combo in the back, and it's going to be all outdoors under the stars. And all of the money is going to go to the Nevada Preservation Foundation to help educate people about the history of Las Vegas and preserve some things that might not get preserved otherwise.
And your husband, John, was telling me about this a while back. Is this the entire evening, if you buy your tickets, all takes place here in this house, in your backyard, or is it part of a tour?
No, this event is the kickoff event. It is only in our backyard. It is very limited. You'll have to go and see if tickets are still available. I'm not sure. They do have tours throughout the weekend. There is an event, a food event on the 19th, which is the Saturday, whatever the Saturday is, at that country club on Sahara that I can't remember the name of. But that one's like yacht rock, 80s, Revenge of the Yuppies kind of thing. But there are all different events, private home tours, walking tours throughout the historic neighborhoods, lots to take advantage of. So if you're at the least bit interested in some of the older homes in the history of Las Vegas, this is a great weekend for you.
Yeah, and if you're one of these motherfuckers that says Vegas has no history,
you're lying.
Come, do this, walk around, don't talk out your ass about things you don't know anything
That's
about.
right.
Educate yourself.
That's right. Because
why I just got angry.
I don't know why you did either, Al. Maybe you're defending my home. My home was built in 1939.
Wow.
And it's one of the oldest residences in the city. There are buildings that are older, but they're no longer residences.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why we got involved with
this.
this.
Does that mean you have good ghosts here?
I haven't seen any.
Yeah. You're not too far from Zach Ghost.
Yeah, he's up the road.
I think I actually had dinner with him. I think I took him out was he on Travel Channel? I think I might have taken him out when I had a show on Travel Channel, and I had to entertain the Travel Channel executives, and I think I took him out as well. And then my show never fucking aired, and now he's got a big giant haunted house. So I got a haunted house out of that too. Okay, well, thank you, LeAnne. Where can people get more information?
NevadaPreservation.org. Oh. If you go to the website, there's a bright red button at the bottom of the front page. It says book now, and you click on that and it'll list all the events.
Some more news. Our friend Todd Clore has sent over the details for the Minor Family Winery dinner. He's hosting it at Todd's Unique Dining on Sunday night, April 19th. It is 5 courses. It includes salmon salad, and what else does it include? Cacio e pepe, hey, you like that. Yes. Braised pork, filet mignon, and rum cake, each with its own wine. Tickets are $140, and you can make a reservation by calling Todd's. That's 702-259-8633. I never give phone numbers on this. I don't know why I have that in my notes. That was a cut and paste, man. Sometimes I do that. If I get an interview with Todd Clore, it's going to drop in right here. So I'm here with Todd Clore. We are at Todd's Unique Dining. I was just telling you a little bit about an upcoming wine dinner, but now I'm going to let Todd tell us a little more. So Todd, first of all, thanks for speaking to me, and then please tell us about the wine dinner.
Well, so our wine dinners are really fun. This one is the Minor family of wines. So we're doing 5 of their wines, each paired with a different course. We have some wines like their Viognier. We have Emily's Cabernet. We have a Gary's Pinot. We have a Merlot, and we actually have a Sangiovese for the first time in a long time. So we're pairing those each with different courses. They all pair differently. So we are having a pasta course with the Sangiovese, and we're having a filet with the Emily's Cab. But of course, we've got a pork dish in there, slow roasted pork on a little polenta with a real rich demi-sauce. And then, of course, for dessert, we're going to do something we've never done before, which is a buntlet cake. That's going to be filled with a butterscotch mousse filling in the center of that, and then a lemon and blueberry cake around it. So should be fun.
Yeah, that sounds really delicious. Do you have a long-term relationship with these guys? The winery?
No, not really. Our wine dinners really revolve around who's coming to town and who is looking to feature Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. So I've done a lot of people that they hadn't been in town for a long time, and now they're coming back in town and want to do an event where we showcase their wines, and then we get a lot of exposure for them because a lot of my people are diners around town. Right. So they'll come here and they'll find this wine, and then they start asking about it at other restaurants, and that's, so it's good for everybody like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody wins. So just give me the details. Price, date, time, price, and where people can make a reservation.
Okay, so the date is April 19th. It starts at 5:30 p.m. Cost is $140 per person, and that plus tax and gratuity, of course. And they can call the restaurant, 702-259-TODDS, and they can make a reservation, just as simple as that.
Well, thank you very much. And then before I leave, anything else big going on around here that we should tell people about?
The big news right now is halibut season just opened. So for us and a lot of other people in town, halibut is the biggest thing in seafood that you hear for a long time. So it's it's a long stretch, but it's here and it's now, and we have it featuring it every day.
And we have, a lot of new events announced just today in my inbox, or yesterday, from Wynn Las Vegas as part of their Connoisseur series. And that, they've had a lot this week. They've done things over there. It's a fantastic series they do at Wynn, and they just dumped a whole bunch more out there. So I'm going to tell you about a few of them real quickly. Barbecue with the Smoke Queen, Winnie Yee, and Executive Chef Alberto Trujillo. That's at the Wynn Event Lawn on April 30th at 6:30. There's learn how to make perfect Danish pastry at home inside Wynn's Danish pastry kitchen. They've got a whole fucking Danish pastry kitchen at Wynn.
Okay. Sign me up.
I love Wynn, man. I do. So that's on May 17th. What else? Cooking with Food Network's Jet Tila. Friday, May 15th. He's so awesome in their Brahms Ballroom. We have Taste of Thai Town with Jet Tila also. That's the next day, May 16th. Luci Lambrusco cocktail tasting with Ashley Graham on May 22nd at Pisces. Small Bites, Big Flavors. Le Cave. And again, these go June 15th, June 19th. We have something with Theo at Sinatra. There's an ice cream social at SW Steakhouse at the end of Wynn. Mastering Dim Sum class at Wing Lei on July 16th. I'm telling you about all of this because these are all, by the time you hear this, they're all going to be added to the event calendar over at foodandloathing.vegas. But these are super cool events. The Wynn culinary team is just fantastic.
And they're likely to sell out. So if you are at all interested, I would suggest buying your tickets early.
Yes. Durango Social Club has announced something called the Members Only Seafood Club. But it really looks like anyone who knows about it is a member, maybe. So I'm not really sure how that works. I'm waiting to confirm that. But what I can tell you is they'll have a 7-course seafood tasting menu for a remarkably reasonable $85 on Thursday, April 16th. One seating only, 7 p.m. Music by Sonia Barcelona.
$85? That is nothing.
Now, again, I'm still trying to figure out what it means that it's a club, but I got an email. So
keep me posted.
And I'm inviting all you. So
yeah, keep me posted.
As I teased earlier in the show, the Thai restaurant Blue Orchid has some news this week. They've introduced a weekday lunch special and a reverse happy hour. I spoke to managing partner Kevin Kitisoros about those.
So right now we introduced a really good lunch special, $15.95. It's a really good portion, really good for the value for what you get. We just really want to, it's like the economy's kind of tough right now, so it's like we kind of give back and like kind of have like a high value meal, home cooked meal, basic. Well, not like home. You know what I mean by that. It's like not fast food because you can't even get fast food for this price anymore. No. Yeah, but it's a good amount of food. So hoping to get people in, like show value, like kind of like help people out during this time.
So what's included in that?
So it's a lunch portion of one of our entrees. So it's a pad thai, pad siu, pad kapow, fried rice, red curry. It comes with a side salad, 2 wontons, and tom yum soup. It's just a base soup though. It's like mushroom based. It's something we do at Pin Cow. We've been doing it at Pin Cow for years, since I was born basically, in 2001. And it's really worked over there too. It's how a lot of people get to know Pin Cow as a restaurant. Got a lot of people coming in there. And so it's just something that we wanted to bring here and to spread. Because right now we have Eastern Serene, Rainbow Lake Meat for Pin Cow, and then we're over here on Las Vegas Boulevard and Cactus. So just the more areas to encompass with that would be good.
Okay, so what days of the week is that offered? Is that a Monday through Friday thing? And then what times?
It's offered Monday through Friday, and it's offered from open, so 12 o'clock to 4 p.m.
Okay, so we come in for lunch, we get we get a good taste of it, but, what if we're getting off work on the Strip late at night? I understand you're doing a special new late night happy hour?
Yeah, we're doing, it's something that a lot of places do. We wanted to, so people are getting off, because like a lot of people were like this is Las Vegas. Like we're more of a local spot down here, even though we're on Las Vegas Boulevard technically. So we wanted to capture the local crowd. You know, a lot of people work in the service industry, so like people don't get up till like later. So we just wanted to have something for people when they get off, they can just come have a drink, relax. And so that's from 8 to close, so 8 to 10. It's just happy hour portions of like our best starters, and all our cocktails are discounted along with wine and beer.
So about what are the prices for the, you know, what's the typical food price and what's the typical booze price during that happy hour?
The $9 for all our signature cocktails, $6 for all beer and wine, and $8 for those starters that we have. Yeah.
Cool. And what nights of the week is that available?
That's available Monday through Friday, but depending on like how it gets, if it gets popular, if like people really start talking about it, we might start offering on the weekends too.
We have a couple of closings. Actually, the RJ, give credit where credit is due. The Review Journal has news on a couple of closings that I should tell you. Kristin D. Chiara is reporting that the Claim Jumper near 215 and Green Valley Parkway has closed. And their main man, Jonathan Wright, has a report on Mr. Barbecue on Spring Mountain Road closing. Go to the RJ, keep up your RJ subscription for all of that. Claim Jumper. Do you remember when Claim Jumpers used to be really popular here in Las Vegas? Like it was the after work beer place.
The first time I was in one was outside Knott's Berry Farm.
Really?
Yeah, there was one right there at Knott's. That chocolate cake.
Yeah.
The one, you know, it's like this big.
I don't know, man. I never went to Claim Jumpers.
It was like 10 inches high. It was meant for the whole table to share, but it was so chocolatey and so good.
And now you can't get it.
And now I can't get it anymore.
Cantina Contra Mars now open in Fontainebleau, as we say. Yeah, I know. I don't think I got invited to that opening, which is why I don't have more. Maybe I did get invited and I missed it. So if you're from Fontainebleau and you invited me, my apologies. What else? Oh, do you remember that NADC Burger pop-up last year at Resorts World?
I don't.
So this is Chef Philip Franklin Lee with skateboarder Neen Williams. And I dropped by when they were doing it at Resorts World. Had some really nice burgers. Well, they're finally going brick and mortar in Las Vegas. Press release announcing the project says it will be located, quote, just a few steps away from the bustling Fremont East District. I actually had a chat with their publicist yesterday, and she said it was in the John E. Carson building on Carson Avenue. That's the same building that Carson Kitchen is in.
It is going to be in that donut spot.
I think it's in the donut spot, yeah. So no word on timing for that, but hopefully I'll have more soon. And that's about it for me for now. But of course, we always have more news over at foodandloathing.vegas, and that includes Bob Barnes' weekly dining and entertainment update, which posts every Tuesday. I know, you got to read Bob. We're not going to go through all of these stories.
He's a good writer, and he does great interviews.
LeAnne, run down some of these things Bob's got going on.
Sure will. He's got a full pick of the week report on Amata Modern Thai. So if Al piqued your interest, Bob's got some more for you. A Weber Ranch Vodka Mixology Workshop at the F Bar on April 10th. That's downtown in the Ferguson.
F the bar.
F the bar. Sorry, not the F Bar. F the bar.
F the bar.
On April 10th. A wine and dine at Nico's in the Durango Resort on April 10th. Paella night at Zaytinya on April 17th. And if you have not been to Zaytinya, you are cheating yourself because it's delicious. Yes. Here, Kitty Kitty is serving street food menu items, and there is so much more. Just go to foodandloathing.vegas for more.
He always has good stuff. Bob Barnes has cool stuff. Always check him out. Always check out our website. What else can I tell you? Go to LasVegasAdvisor.com. You can find me and Andrew Morgan doing some writing over there. Listen to Highway Drive Radio, and you can hear all of my weekly reports and some interview clips. Go to Happy Hour Vegas. That's where Andrew Morgan has everything.
And sign up for his newsletter.
Sign up for his newsletter. We're going to be starting a newsletter too soon. It's just every time I add a new responsibility, it turns out to be mine. And and I'm trying to figure out where to put that in. So we're going to be doing that too. But that's it, man. That's it for this week. Thank you to all of our guests, to Jolene Mannina, to Lindsay Geddes, to Kristin Whittemore, to Pitaya Lisawast, sorry, and Chef Pinu, both of them. Also, thanks to the team from Blue Orchid, and massive thanks to LeAnne for being here and for letting me be in her house.
Anytime. You know you're always welcome here.
On behalf of me and LeAnne, as well as Rich Johnson, I'm Al Mancini. Thanks for listening. Stay hungry.